Hello guys, this is Asi here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna be talking about Devil May Cry 5. Why? Because I am damn hyped. I think I have watched this trailer more than 70 times now. I keep watching it and rewatching it and watching theory videos because we have this new character. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more later, but we have this new character as well that appears at the end of the trailer when they show the Devil May Cry 5 title. There is that new character on the left that nobody knows who he is, and there's all kinds of theories just roaming around of people trying to understand and find out who this new character is. I've heard all kinds of theories about it, and I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that too. Now, Devil May Cry 5 is the sequel that we all, like the Devil May Cry fans, the fans of the original series, we've been all waiting for this. Now you guys might say, but you guys had a DMC Devil May Cry game. Yes, we did. As a Devil May Cry game, that game was atrocious. That's all I have to say to you. As a hack and slash game, if it didn't have the Devil May Cry game, I could even give it a pass. But as a Devil May Cry game, that game was trash. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, if you actually enjoyed it, that's fine. But my opinion is, as a Devil May Cry game, that game didn't need to exist. Okay? What we wanted, since Devil May Cry 4 ended, was a sequel to that game. There were so many questions left unanswered, and that's all we wanted. I would even have been fine if, instead of this atrocious DMC reboot, you know, they could just have made a game where you play as Sparta, you know? Give us the backstory of Sparta. I still want to see a game where you play as Sparta, where you play through where he rebelled against the demons and actually took the side of humans and decided to keep the peace in the human world. I want to see all that play out in the game, and that would have been fantastic and 10 times better than DMC Devil May Cry, the reboot that we didn't need. Now, some people like to just blame Ninja Theory for this, but I can tell you, if you go back and actually look to some concept art that Ninja Theory came up with when they were beginning to start the work on Devil May Cry, they actually wanted their characters to be really close to the originals, but Capcom stepped in and said, you know, I don't want that. We want a brand new reboot. We want these characters to have nothing to do with the original characters besides the names. Now, Ninja Theory is not without the blame as well. I'm not saying that Ninja Theory was completely innocent. I mean, that cutscene alone where they mocked the original Devil May Cry fans, that was really sad on their part. And granted, there were a few individuals that defended it because, you know, God forbid the fans of the original series actually express how unhappy they are with the DMC reboot that was not needed. But you know, it's all fine in the end. After all, we're getting Devil May Cry 5 now, and I'm happy. I'm as happy as I can be. Anyway, guys, now let's talk about Devil May Cry 5, which is what you guys came here for. So there's this character, and apparently he has, like, his arm is full of tattoos. And I've heard some crazy shit about this character, of people trying to find out who he is. The devs have said that in the music video they did for the theme of Nero for this game, that there's some Easter eggs that might give away who this character might be. I watched that damn video so many times and I didn't find anything out. I've been thinking and I cannot find out who this character is, and I'm very curious, and this is like, it's getting to me because I want to know who he is, and I probably won't find out until the game comes out. So, one of the crazy theories I heard about this character is that maybe this is Virgil. I don't know how this could be possible. I mean, in the image that they showed, it seems like he's holding a katana, but it could just be someone else holding another katana. You know what I mean? So the theory that I heard, this crazy theory that I heard, is that maybe this is Virgil, because the last time chronologically that we've seen Virgil was in Devil May Cry 1. After Dante defeated him as Nilo Angelo, it then disappeared. Alright? We assumed that he was dead at the time, but apparently he's not. So, yay. So a lot of people have been saying that maybe this is Virgil and it was still corrupted. So what happened was that maybe he split his personality into two, and so you have the good side of Virgil, that is this new guy that you see in that image, and then you have the bad side of Virgil, which is the one that appears in the trailer ripping Nero's arm off. Now this is a crazy ass theory. I mean, it could be true for all we know, but I really think this is way too over the top and way too crazy, even from Devil May Cry. I don't think this is the case at all. Alright? I don't think this character is related to Virgil whatsoever. But that is just me. If you guys have any other ideas, you let me know. Anyway, the other theory is that this guy might be Dante and Lady's son. And it could make a little bit more sense compared to the other theory, but how would that work though? Because this guy looks like he's about the same age as Nero. I could be wrong, but it looks like that. It looks like he could be the same age as Nero. So, did Dante and Lady already have that son back in Devil May Cry 4? Did they already had him, but they never showed him in the game? Or, I mean, because if that's not the case, then it doesn't make sense, okay? And I don't know, I think it's just another crazy theory, but that's the one that people are talking about more and more, that this might be Dante's son with Lady. And the other theory is that he might be Munda's son, or he might somehow be related to Mundus. That is the theory that I think is the more believable one, and I don't think that's really as far-fetched as the other theories that I just mentioned are. I think that actually would work. However, I would really like to see Mundus back in this game, because at the end of Devil May Cry 1, if you remember, after Dante defeats him, he says that he will come back one day, and I mean, that was the first and last time we saw Mundus. I mean, we did see him in Devil May Cry 3 for a brief second at that secret ending with Virgil. But don't forget that Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel to Devil May Cry 1. So, the last time chronologically that you see Mundus is in Devil May Cry 1. And so, I would really love to see more from Mundus in Devil May Cry 5. I would love to see him try to take revenge on Dante for defeating him back in Devil May Cry 1. I would love to see Virgil joining him, because, you know, Mundus corrupted Virgil and made him his bitch, basically. So it would be a really interesting concept just to see the Sons of Sparta, getting together against Mundus again. That would be extremely awesome. So another thing I wanted to talk about is I was just mentioning Mundus and all this. We know that Virgil's going to be in the game because when you pause the trailer at a certain point, you can actually see his coat. When he shows his arm, it's the same exact coat that he's wearing in Devil May Cry 3 and even Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. So we know Virgil's going to be in the game. We know that he's the one that rips off Nero's arm. And a lot of the reason why people have been stating why he does this is because, if you remember at the end of Devil May Cry 4, Dante lets Nero keep the Yamato. And so the Yamato gets absorbed into Nero's arm. And so that is the reason that a lot of people are bringing up why Virgil is actually ripping his arm off. It's because Yamato, his sword, is stored inside that arm, and maybe that's the only way to get it back. We don't know, okay? Another thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, well, Virgil's in the game. We don't know if Mundus is going to be in the game. Do you think that Virgil is going to be the main villain in this game? Because we know, I feel like this game is going to be kind of a revenge tale of Nero going after his own father for what he did to him, like ripping his arm off. So I think that's going to be one of the big plot things going for this game. But do you think Virgil is really the big bad villain in this game? Because I don't think so. I think there's a lot more to this than they showed, and I cannot wait to see more of this gameplay and more of this game. I cannot wait to see another trailer because he might give away more. I just think it would be a really huge missed opportunity if they didn't bring Mundus back. And I think it also would be a missed opportunity if that third character that we see in the last part of the trailer, or in that image where, you know, the title shows up, it would be a really missed opportunity if he wasn't somehow connected to Mundus. I think that would make sense. But like I said, it's just theories and speculation. I'm not claiming to know anything. That's why I'm asking you guys questions too, because as a Devil May Cry fan, I'm very curious. And you know, maybe some of the things that I just said just have nothing to do with Devil May Cry 5, but it just be things that I would like to see in some later titles, if we're gonna have any more Devil May Cry games after 5, because I also heard that Capcom intends this one to be the last game in the main series. So that kind of worries me. Are they gonna, you know, release this game as the last game in the original series, and then they're gonna continue with the reboot storyline? I don't know, man. That kind of worries me. So, the entire reason why I did this video is because, like I said, I got a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that I'm really curious about, and obviously there's a lot of things that we don't have an answer to yet. And, I mean, this will give us a perfect opportunity to get down in the comments and just talk about this, and, you know, just talk about some more theories. What do you guys think? Who is this new character that they're bringing into the franchise? Do you think he's related to Mundus? Do you think he's related to Virgil? You think he is Dante's son? I mean, I find those theories a little bit difficult to be true, but they could be. We don't know. Maybe there's some more stuff that already came out that I need to look into. Maybe I need to go and watch that music video again and see if I can actually spot any Easter eggs regarding this new character. But there's just so many theories and so many questions, and it would just be nice to talk to you guys about it and see what you guys think. And I don't know, it's just fun to talk to other Devil May Cry fans, and I think it would be fantastic to have a discussion down in the comments. So, oh, another thing I forgot to mention is a lot of fans are still saying that Virgil might still be corrupted from being controlled by Mundus in Devil May Cry 1. I have a question about that. Do you think, you know, when Virgil was defeated and he disappeared, and then we don't know where he disappeared to, okay? You could have went back to the demon world. And then when Mundus was defeated and sent back to the demon world, he was imprisoned again in the demon world. Do you think that Virgil and Mundus had a clash in the demon world? Because then Virgil was, you know, he broke the shackles from being controlled by Mundus somewhat, at least. So do you think that they had a clash in the demon world? And if so, would you like to see that in Devil May Cry 5 as like a flashback of some sort? I think that would be so cool. I mean, I think this is far-fetched. Maybe nothing happened. Maybe Virgil, when he disappeared, he didn't go to the demon world. Maybe he went somewhere else. And Mundus went to the demon world. From what I remember, I think at the end of Devil May Cry 1, when Dante defeats him, I think he gets imprisoned again in the demon world. So, you know, I would just like to hear you guys' opinion. What do you think happened all that time after Devil May Cry 1 to Virgil? After, you know, we disappeared as Nilo Angelo. So yeah, that is another question that I have. Do you really think these two clashed afterwards? Do you think that Virgil, when he disappeared, went to the demon world? There's just so many damn questions that there's no answers for. There's just so much potential for this game, and I hope they tackle a lot of these questions and theories, and it would be just so cool. And I hope that in the future, you know, after Devil May Cry 5, maybe in the next gen of consoles, which is gonna be more likely. I mean, we're already at the end of this generation. I would love to see a Devil May Cry game in the part of the original series where we get to see Sparta, and that we get to play as Sparta and we get to go through his story. And that would have been so cool, to the point from him disagreeing with the Prince of Darkness, Mundus, to him rebelling against his own kind, to him taking the side of humans and falling in love with a human, and having Dante and Virgil, you know. I would love to see that. That would make a great Devil May Cry game, and I think a lot of fans would like to see that too. So, yeah. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know I rambled here a little bit, but there's so many theories and so many questions that I want answers to. And some of these theories and questions might be really crazy and just, you know, like they're not even gonna have any connection to the damn game, but I think it's still fun to theorize and talk about it. So yeah, well, you guys let me know if you have any theories, any questions, or any ideas of who this new character might be. Who the main villain, who do you think the main villain is gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be Virgil, or do you think we're gonna have even a bigger villain than Virgil in this game? So yeah, I want to know all of that. I would like to have a discussion in the comment section, or at least you guys' opinion. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll meet you here in the next one. Peace.